What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today's video is focused on parting your hair for protective styles. So starting with the basics, you will need a small handheld mirror and a large mirror to look through. You will also need a rat tail comb, and you will need either a hair tie or a hair clip to help hold your hair. So diving right into how I go about this, I always start off by parting my hair by doing the back because that's the most difficult part for me. And my method is to first go from ear to ear and create that first line to help me part off the bottom section of my hair. So that's what you see me doing here. And I take my rat tail comb and I use the end of it and kind of keep it in a flat motion as I'm going across my head, like going from side to side, to help me create that straighter line. And then I always use my index finger to kind of feel the line out to see if it's good enough. And if I don't feel like it's a steady line from one side to the other, I go back and I remove or add sections and start creating more and more lines until I get what I need. So as you can see here, after a few tries, I was able to get that line, and I use my small mirror to just kind of look at it and make sure that it's as straight as possible. Then I go in and I create a subsection. Now, since I was going for medium large parts for this look, my parts were a little bit bigger, my sections were bigger, but if you wanted to have smaller parts for a smaller style, you would create smaller subsections with this part. So instead of two, you would probably have 3 or 4 lines on this bottom section to help your parts be smaller. And then to help me kind of set it aside, I just braid that section down. Now, I like doing U parts, meaning I go from one side of my head to the other side of my head. So to help me with the front, I do one line on each side, like you see me doing here. And this is kind of like my guideline to help me continue the U part around the back of my head. So once I create my 2 lines in the front, I start going around the back and removing hair from that top section as I go. This is what kind of helps me stay neat and not get overwhelmed with all of my hair in the way. I part, take what I need, and then I tie it back up into that top section so that I won't have a hot mess on my head and I can see my part a lot better. And then this is where you would use your small mirror to help you look at the part and see where you need to perfect it a little bit more. Now, granted, these lines don't have to be perfect because, again, it's really difficult to do when you're doing it by yourself. With more practice, you will get better. So after I created that line, I did another one right above it using the same method, creating 2 lines on each side and then going around my head. Now with the section that's left at the top, like right in the crown area of my head, for that top section, what I like to do is go across, like you see me doing here. Because it's right at the top of my head, it's very difficult for me to kind of guide myself to know if this line looks straight enough. So it takes me quite a while to get this part done, but I started off with this line, and that is definitely not what I wanted. So I just had to continue parting, adding hair, taking away hair until that line came out like I needed it to. So parting your hair in the beginning will probably take you quite a while to do. For me, it took me about 45 minutes to an hour to kind of get these lines. And as you can see, I kept like parting, turning around, looking, parting, turning around, looking, because I was trying to get these lines as straight as possible. And when you haven't done it or you're just starting to do it, it can become a hassle. So I do about 4 of those sections for the top, and then I start doing my boxes in my sections when I start installing the hair for the protective style. So to kind of give you guys an idea of what I mean by that, I add whatever product I'm using on the entire section, and then using my rat tail comb, I start parting my boxes going downward. And once I feel like I have a good enough section, I add my product and I twist it to keep it in place and continue doing it so. And I like to use the end of my rat tail comb to kind of create that line because I just feel like it's easier. And I just go downward like you see me doing here. I add some product and I twist it away just to hold it in that section. Now this look that I have in my hair are actually some knotless braids that I was doing, which is what inspired me to create this parting video to begin with. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I achieve these knotless braids, then definitely check out the video in the iCard above. Now, with your parting, remember that it's just a process of trial and error and trying to create those boxes the best way that you can. I use product to do my boxes because that helps my hair just kind of stay in place. So definitely use a product that works really well for your hair to kind of hold it down. Mine is typically Shine and Jam or some wax of sort, and that really helps me to kind of divide my hair and keep it in its sections. So once I finish up doing my hair and parting my boxes, this is the result. My boxes, like I said, are medium large, but if you wanted to go smaller, you would create smaller U part sections and then smaller boxes. The good thing about doing U part sections is that you can also use this method to create triangle parts. But yeah, guys, this pretty much brings us to the end of this video. I really hope that this parting video was helpful. I also have another video showing you guys how I part my hair for rubber band method, so definitely check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.